Wrist gamble like a blackjack, rolling the dice. Hundreds in my bag, just to cover my vice. Niggas throwing shade, trying to block the daylight. Money don't make you real, that's all my life. Money don't make you real, that's all my life. Had to pop a pill, hop on the mic. Lot of shit that deal with, but we be alright. I'm a lion in the field, I ain't no mice. Won't play with you in real life, niggas softer than cotton. It don't matter if you photo, they gon' still count your pockets. I'ma keep on chasing these millions, niggas, they crack riding. Glasses from Louis Vuitton, they ain't come from Cavalli. I go Ricky, I go Balenci, used to rock those Zanattis. Be overseas, I'm in my D's, with baby massaging my body. It's the real blue Scotty when we smoke lottie-dottie. When gonna get high, he high like two Scotty Hottie. It's gonna be a bill for me to perform at your party. I can't do no deals at all, I don't wanna bargain. Wrist and gamble like a blackjack, rolling the dice. Rollin' hundreds in my bag, just to cover my vice. Niggas throwing shade, trying to block the daylight. Money don't make you real, that's all my life. Money don't make you real, that's all my life. Had to pop a pill, hop on the mic. Lot of shit that deal with, but we be alright. I'm a lion in the field, I ain't no mice. Lion in the field, I ain't no mice. If I don't get no new deal, I find a plug to the socket. I know how to save, we used to be slaves and we can't pick no more cotton. I have my days, I get in my ways, but I don't fuck with nobody. Life is not a game, so what the fuck is so funny? My bitch Serena, she playin' with these racks, we fell in love with this money. When I'm in Paris, I'm with the designers, like they call me Giovanni. Any of you niggas want it, man, just know that I'm ready. Nigga fuck me over, I know you gon' regret it. Ain't nobody gassing me, I know I'm unleaded. Wanna gon' stay focused every day on these addies. Wrist and gamble like a blackjack, rolling the dice. Hundreds in my bag, just to cover my vice. Niggas throwing shade, trying to block the daylight. Money don't make you real, that's all my life. Money don't make you real, that's all my life. Had to pop a pill, hop on the mic. Lot of shit that deal with, but we be alright. I'm a lion in the field, I ain't no mice. I'm a lion in the field, I ain't no mice. Duck got one of my rooms all flooded with gold. I done bought 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carat in stones. Cash on the California cash, can't wait to go dress my home. Smash all you itty bitty rappers in a minute, I was trying to prolong. On the way to reach my goals, lot of those open and close. I been spending millions on clothes, I been making millions off clothes. Staying new money to the old, garbage state bitches and old. Cut up my shirt full of hoes, don't wanna got a lot of hoes. Shout out my cousin, my kin, my blood, my foe. Hold my 10, I plant that seed, give it water to grow. €500,000 in a third world country, I travel the coast. Always say that I want it, you don't want it, and then that I do what they don't. Never try to stop my growth, I instead to chase my goals. Nigga, why you watching, I'm grown, nigga can't take my throne. Going through the motion, stay strong, you done been him all alone. Look at all this money we done grown, lot of different places I done flown. Jordan, speed in the coupe, Jeff Gordon. I got the foreign imported. Knew what we sold out the Barclay, now we gon' sell out the garden. Drop 'em fuck up the market, y'all gonna really a Martian. Excusing me through like I'm parting, and I'm protected by carbons. Never try to stunt my growth, 5 instead of just my goals. Nigga, why you watching I'm grown? Nigga can't take my throne. Going through the motion, stay strong. You done been him all alone. Look at all this money we done grown. Lot of different places I done flown. On the way to reach my goals, lot of them open and close. Going through the motion, stay strong. You done been him all alone.
Sorry. I think the music was still on. That's totally my bad, man. Y'all should be able to hear me now pretty smoothly. Everything should be smooth now. There we go. All right, perfect. Now, you'll go ahead and let us know into the chat what city and state y'all currently from today. There we go. Should be a lot better now. Oh. All right, guys, we're gonna get into everything. So make sure the audio levels are right. All right, perfect. So you can hear me? My check is good? Perfect, guys. This is going to be a great class today, and I'm really looking forward to deliver this message. I feel like this is going to be a very powerful month here of September, so like a lot of people are going to eat very nicely from this month. Right now, the people who are not going to win from this trading month are people who do not have the correct discipline, and they're not ready to approach the market the correct way. So before we get into this class today, y'all go ahead and drop below what city and state y'all are from. All right, I see H-Town. I see Atlanta. I see Oakland. Okay. We're global here, right? Well, let's just go ahead and jump into everything, guys. I don't want to hold y'all here hostage for too long. I want us to get this free game, get in and get out, and go ahead and get everything started, man. So let me share my screen, and let's get everything in motion. Let's get to it. All right, boom. So first and foremost, let's talk about how the stock market climate currently is right now. So if anybody here is brand new and you know what's going on, typically, so statistically actually, the past couple of years, the past 9 years actually, September has been statistically known as one of the most bearish months of the year. So at this portion of time, what that means is it's a higher probability that we could be seeing a continued move to the downside. Now, if you're brand new here into the options trading world, you don't know that you can make a lot of money off also playing the downside into the market. And you do that by buying puts. All right, so one of the plays that we just now took this past Friday, if you're in the Discord chat, our free Discord, we actually do a free trading call once a week, every single Friday, and we call that Fast Cash Friday, right? So just now on Friday, we called a very nasty play. I mean, the play was just filthy. It was dirty. I mean, that play needs to go take a shower or something, right? We called some puts here on POTR. And if you were on this call, y'all know how crazy these puts move, but let me just go ahead and show you. So the whole Friday, this stock, POTR, literally dropped from the opening price all the way down here the same day. So we called out this move before it happened, right? And as a result, I'm just going to show y'all a theory. So what we do in our chat on the premium side inside of the mentorship, we actually go ahead and post the exact trades that we're posting and we're getting into the chat. So I put that we had these puts on watch for POTR at the start. And then we posted right here. We made our entry here at about 9:01. So if we go back here to 9:01 on POTR, it's exactly about right here in the market. And we're going to actually show you what happened. So long story short, yeah, these puts brought a profit back of about 3.8K, a little south of $4,000 profit in the one trade. So made about $4,000 on this trade here on POTR. It took about from 9 o'clock to 9:08. So 7 minutes of time, made about $4,000 give or take. So probably made like $600 a minute or so. But besides the money, what we're here for is the education, and I want to break down basically why we took this position. So if y'all are actually interested to know why we took this trade and how you can do it as well, y'all go ahead and put a 1 into the chat. All right. Okay. All right, I'm seeing some ones. I see that we're interested. Let's get into the education. All right, so we're gonna give you guys a lot of free game, but before we get into exactly why we took this trade here on POTR, I want to break down what type of climate of the market are we currently in. So let's first start off with our best friend, with SPY. So SPY is the S&P 500. It is a collection of the top 5 most popular trading companies that you trade almost every single day, right? So what we're going to go ahead and cover today is what's happening in the main portion of the market and what is my prediction for this week on the top 3 stocks that you should be watching this week to the upside or to the downside. So first and foremost, taking a broad look here at SPY, we came here and actually attacked the all-time highs sitting exactly right here on SPY. Now, why is this our all-time highs? You see, if you zoom all the way out, this is literally the high. We've never literally been up here ever before in history. This is the first time, right? So just recently, we just now came here on Thursday, and we took out this all-time high exactly right here, right? You see that? So it's a very strong characteristic into the market that after you take out this all-time high, this right here is a significant area of liquidity. So when that happened, we took out this all-time high on Thursday, and then now if you come down to the 1 hour chart, you see here when the stock market opened up on Friday, the market ended up going up down to the 5-minute chart. You see that? So basically, guys, this line right here in yellow is my all-time high that I marked up. So in case you didn't see it, this line right here is my all-time high. So going down here to my 5-minute chart, SPY actually came up in pre-market and significantly came and crashed down and broke through our all-time highs right here. Now, this is a very strong sign in the market that we could be seeing continue move to the downside, because once an all-time high level like this gets rated, typically the market does try to trend up a little bit. But if you actually crash back below this key area, that's a strong sign that we can actually be seeing a stronger move to the downside, right? So as a result, we went ahead and bought some puts into the market because the whole market tanked. You see SPY tank right here. You see NVIDIA tanked. You see HIMS tanked. And Hood completely tanked, right? So the reason why we bought POTR, let's first start off with SPY. We covered it. We basically covered how SPY broke through the all-time highs and came back down, right? Now here on POTR, we recently had a little bit of a channel on POTR, right? We had some lower highs right here. So we're seeing like actually higher lows right here. And we're creating also a little bit of a channel from right here to right here, right? We had ended up actually breaking through the channel right here. And then now we started to create a new channel on POTR, right? So I'm going to go down to the 1 hour chart so you can see it more efficiently. So on my 1 hour chart, we had a little bit of some support right here, support right there. We had some support right here. We had some resistance right here from the previous channel right there, right? And then eventually on Friday, if you see right here, this right here is my white line on POTR. You go right here on Friday and you look closely, look at this. We ended up actually breaking through this white line exactly right here on POTR. Now let me explain to you why this is so important and why this is so impactful. So as you notice, guys, this trend line is a significant area of liquidity. So I want you to write that down. If you find a trend line on a high time frame, you could find a big area of liquidity. And we cover that all over my YouTube channel, so feel free to go watch some more videos. So now you see here on Friday, we ended up trying to drop below this trend line, and we ended up having a strong bounce right here on POTR, right? You see that? So after that happened, we created a little bit of a retest right here to my EMA, and then we actually had a strong close right here below my EMA, and we also created a fair value gap exactly right here as we were also breaking through this portion point right here, right? Now, if you see here into my chat, we actually called to enter into puts on POTR right here at 9:01 in the morning. So 9:01 was exactly about right here, right? So we basically waited for POTR to break through this trend line right here and create a future low moving down to the downside, right? Now, if you keep SPY side by side here of POTR, which if y'all are trading right now, if you're a beginner or you're someone who's just getting started and you're someone who wants to make money consistently from trading, My goal is to show you how to make 5 to 10K a month trading consistently. So what you want to do every single morning whenever you're day trading, write this down. You need to be looking at SPY, the S&P 500, while you're also taking trades on other smaller companies. Because 9 times out of 10, if SPY is dropping, these companies will also drop here as well. So once SPY basically broke through this little all-time high right there, I seen POTR also had a break right here, this trend line, creating a fair value gap right there. We basically waited for the market to show an actual confirmation that we closed below this key area. So right here at about 901, I seen this little bit of a retest right there. We actually entered right here in the retest on POTR. Now, I did put about 12,000 into the trade, and so took profits at about 31-ish%, made about 4,000. But besides the money that we made, I want to show you guys why this is so possible. Like other people who are in the chat who held this trade a little longer, guys, they literally held this trade to 1,000%, 1,000, literally 10xing their money on the same PLTR 152.5 put. Someone go put a fire in the chat. Someone put a fire right quick, man. She made 1,000% on PLTR puts and 427% here on AMD puts. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and see some more student wins. Let's check it out. Destiny on Friday, she made $2.3 thousand on Friday, right? She made an extra, guys. So originally, I first look at this. Originally, she was up like I don't know, like she was up like 1,700, I believe. She posted it in the chat. She was up about 1,700. And then she ended up making another $600. Right? She was up like 1,750, and she made like an extra $600 off of POTR. Then this guy right here, he made $751 on Friday as well. Obi made 1.4K on Friday as well. Samantha, paper trade, it's all good, $500. That's great. So as you see him right here, he made like $439 off this trade, guys. Everybody is printing. It actually blows my mind because people who were literally beginners when they came to me, or people who were struggling traders, and now they're becoming profitable by learning from the mentorship. All right. So now it's like you look at things closely. We're thinking about things bigger than just calling out all the best trades of the week, because we have a gains chat section here too, where people are posting all their gains for the week. We don't really like to, flex all the time, but at the end of the day, you got to show some, make sure people know you're winning. But the whole point of why we do these free classes, guys, is we want to actually show you guys how to find these trades formed by yourself. So you don't even need me to become profitable, right? And we teach that all inside of our mentorship. And just so you know, spots for September did just open up. So we're basically covering 6 weeks of proper training, starting as from a beginner and moving along the path of going from a beginner to setting up all your accounts, getting started, getting your account set up, and getting to the season where you're actually making real life money. So you want to join our mentorship program? The link is there pinned in the comments chat, or it's pinned into the description. All right, so boom, let's get into the rest of our plays for the week. All right, so now the first stock that I want to look at this week, let's first speak about the earnings for the week, and we're going to get into the top 3 plays, and we'll get you guys in and out of here. All right, boom. All right, so the earnings this week, we have a couple of companies that are looking pretty good for earnings this week. All right, so we have, this is the 5 days of earnings. Tuesday, we got earnings on Oracle. Y'all know Oracle, this company has been moving pretty crazy this week. Last week. This Oracle, so Oracle and Adobe are my top 2 watches for earnings this week. I'm going to keep it very, very simple. Oracle, I believe, could be possibly seeing some upside. This right here is Oracle stock right here. As you notice, they're kind of down from their all-time highs pretty significantly. From all-time highs, they're down right now over 15%, which is a little bit oversold. So I'll be keeping this on watch this week. But now let's go ahead and get into the juicy stuff. Hey, if y'all want to see us get into the juicy stuff, go ahead and put a me in the chat, because I think it's time to get into what the top plays are watching for the week. I think it's about that time, all right? I think it's about that time. All right, so guys, the first company I am watching for this week, you're looking at it right now, and the first company is AMD. So AMD is a fan favorite in my chat now. This is what you do have to keep on lookout for, right? Previously, AMD was in a little bit of a channel from right here to right here, right? And you kind of see that right here, we finally broke through this channel. And after, see, I'm telling you guys, these channels are really hefty. Do not be sleeping on these channels. Simple and very basic stock trading patterns is a channel, right? So now after AMD seen a break right here, this channel, you see that we actually broke down to this little key area right there, and we see a strong move to the downside, but only after a retest right here, right? So now when you see that, you're probably wondering, like, what am I actually looking at right here, right? Well, AMD tried to make a little bit of a retest, and then ended up having a strong move right back to the downside on AMD, right? Now, when that happens, you see that we literally been crashing all week here on AMD, and I'm noticing that we are seeing some extended lows. Because if you come down here to your 1 hour time frame here again, on your 1 hour time frame, we had another channel right here on AMD. And then once again, it broke through this channel here on Friday for this massive bearish move to the downside. And look, AMD stock, funny enough, guys, it closed exactly at $150 per share on the money. That's a little bit suspicious. So this is my synopsis and my personal opinion of how the stock can move this week. So as you guys know, if you did not know, this month is called Bloody September. So Bloody September. Someone put it in the chat. This month is called Bloody September. So this is going to be a really bearish month in my opinion, but write this down, please. In order for stocks to come down in price, stocks do have to also go up in price. So people don't understand that to make money off the stock market, you have to be on the correct side of the ball. So you have two different markets. You have a bearish market and a bullish market. A bullish market, you're seeing higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows. You're significantly going to the upside with small dips to the downside, right? And in a bearish market, which we're in right now for September, you see lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So as we're dropping in price, we're having small moves to the upside. We're dropping small moves to the upside, right? But what happens when you have a lower low, lower high, lower low, and boom, a higher high, you have what we call a change of character, which is basically saying, hey, price is going to be reversing from going to the downside to going to the upside and vice versa, right? Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. All right. Now for AMD, let's talk about this free game, guys. Write this down. So AMD just now came through on Friday, and we just now took out this significant area of liquidity right here at this low. So this right here was a previous low, and I'm going to draw a line from it right here so you can see it properly. And we just came here and took out this low here on Friday. So we smacked this low point, right? Now, a lot of novice and rookie traders are going to be thinking, we just took out a low. You know what? Let me just go ahead and open up my life insurance policy. Let me just go ahead and sell the house and just buy some more puts and buy some more shorts, right? No. Please. We're here to make money. We're not here to lose money, right? Glasses back on. This week, guys, because AMD did break below this key area of liquidity, what I'm awaiting this week is I want to see AMD make a little bit of a retest back to this line. Now, let me tell you the different variables that I'm looking at, and I want you to watch this stock this week and watch how it plays out. Because typically, if I came to my stock classes, we call this whole entire move here. I literally call, guys, this whole entire move here on POTR from A to Z. So things that I typically say typically happen. So this is the two different variables I'm watching for the week. Pay attention, right? AMD, I either want to see this thing make a retest back to this area of liquidity, and I actually want to see this retest fully engulf this line right here, and I want us to actually close above this area here on AMD. So I'm going to put this here in green. If we close above this area here in AMD, I'm going to be looking to take AMD back to the upside. And specifically, I want to be targeting this area of liquidity sitting right here in price. So if AMD does make a retest back to this key area and it fully engulfs this area, if you do not know what a bullish engulfing candlestick is, you are a little bit cooked. I'm just joking. I'm going to show you today what a bullish engulfing candlestick is. All right. So basically what I'm looking for is this. So at that level that I just showed you, if I see a massive green candlestick like this one right here, If I can see it overtake the previous red candlestick that we created, that's called a bullish engulfing candlestick. And essentially, what I'm looking for, I want to see us close above this key area. If we do, I have price targets on AMD from about this 152.98 area to about 159, so a little shy of 160. And then basically from this area here at 160, I want to see move to the upside. I'm basically believing that AMD will make a little bit of a small move to the upside up here, and then end up crashing back down from this point forward, right? So this here is scenario number one. Someone put scenario number one into the chat on AMD. So I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna write it here for you. I'm gonna really make it so easy for you to make money. Like I'm gonna really make it as easy as possible. So this week, I want to see AMD. So I'm gonna see AMD break 153. I want to see AMD break the 153 level, and then target 157 through 159.50. So guys, if AMD breaks this 153 price target area, I want to see is the target up here near 157 to 159.5 on AMD. This right here is scenario number one. I'm gonna put number one in the chat, just so y'all know we have different scenarios. I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, if you're a beginner trader, you must know that you must be able to, of course, you want to predict what happens in the market, but you also want to have variables of what happens if what you want to happen does not happen, right? So this is scenario number one. Because regardless, guys, I don't care about the politics in the market. I don't care about having my favorite stock. At the end of the day, we're here to just make some money, right? Like if y'all want to make some money from this market and you don't really care what's going on, put a one in the chat. Because at the end of the day, we're here to make some money, all right? That's number one. Number two, I want to see AMD make a little bit of a retest right here to the same level of liquidity that we just marked out here at 153. And if we create a retest to 153 and then we end up rejecting and then we target these lows right here, I'm going to delete this so we don't get it confused. Okay. So now scenario number two. If we see a little bit of a retest here on AMD to this liquidity area zone like this, and then we see like a little bit move to the upside like that, and then we end up dropping like this. This right here is called a classic break and retest pattern. Classic, right? Classic. Now, I'm going to give you guys some free game. You need to have confirmation when you're trading. See, I trade smart money concepts. See, I focus a lot on liquidity. I focus on trading models. I focus on, there's a lot of things that we do in the mentorship. But whenever you're looking at the markets from a macro and higher time frame, you just need to understand fundamentals of market structure and where the price is going, right? Because if you know that a stock is going to be going down in price, after you have that daily bias, the daily bias is your everything in this market. After you know what's happening in the market, that's about 85% of the battle. The 15% of the battle comes down to your entry model, your exit strategy, and your risk to reward and long-term planning, right? So scenario number two, I want to see a little bit of a break and retest of this 153 price zone area. So scenario number two, looking for a break and a retest of 153 area on 4-hour through 1 hour time frame. And keep note how I'm focusing on the high time frame, not the low time frame. I want to see what happens on the high time frame at this key area of liquidity, right? Guys, AMD has came and shot down and basically broke out this key area of liquidity. When that happens, a lot of rookie traders are buying more sells, they're buying more puts, they're taking the market to the downside. As a smart money trader, a long-term and full-time trader, a professional trader, you want to be looking at this like a discounted area where like a lot of people are going to the wrong side and then you can play it to the right side, which actually is the upside. Because ideally, on the high time frame, I do want to see AMD drop some more. But early on in the week, like between from Monday through Wednesday, Monday through Thursday, we might be going to the upside, and I want to play that momentum if it's presented. So this right here, guys, is scenario one here on AMD and scenario two here on AMD, right? These are two different things. Take a picture if you want to. This is free game. I mean, this is free game. And just so you guys know that we're actually credible on what we're speaking about, I mean, besides being up, it's about 10, I'm up right now about 11,000 for this week. I just want to show you guys, just for example, just kind of like what we do, right? I'm going to just show you. So, this is live trading. So basically, we did we did a class, right? And I want to show y'all some stuff. Like, I want to talk about it, right? Look at this. So we did some charting on PLTR last week, right? And basically, for PLTR, let me show you guys what we actually had on watch for PLTR, just so you guys know that we're not just yapping. Like, like some traders just be yapping and talking and shit, right? Look, we literally listen to this very closely. So PLTR, all right. Basically, long story short, we basically predicted PLTR would be dropping from this price point here of 177 down to about 150. And this is about 3 weeks ago, right? So we're at 177. Now today on PLTR, where we at? Exactly at 150. We did the stock class, guys, literally all the way up here. I said, guys, do not buy PLTR, sell, sell, sell until we're at 150, right? Now today, we're finally at 150 as predicted. So if you came to these classes that we've been doing for free, if we're doing this for free, imagine what we're doing in the paid mentorship. I can't say much about that, but like there's a lot of information and that stuff changes situations, but only with implementation. You see what I'm saying? So right now on PLTR, I personally believe that we do have a little bit more of a ways to the downside, right? Now, a lot of people might argue that, hey, I don't know. I think PLTR could be bouncing from here. I could beg to differ. I think PLTR has potential to bounce from here. However, their balance sheet says otherwise. Their company is bleeding out. They're probably gonna be heading into bankruptcy in the next 6 years or so. They're negative on return year over year. Everything's looking pretty bad fundamentally. And then technically, we're seeing a really strong move to the downside, followed by a bearish channel, move to the downside. I personally think PLTR might be heading down to this 140 area sometime this week or next week. I'm extremely bearish on PLTR. What are my levels? What are my targets? I would say realistically for PLTR, well, first and foremost, we came here and attacked this low of the day from the second we smacked it, we engulfed it, and as you guys know, once you engulf a significant area low, like I say, guys, like a lot of retail traders are trying to sell this move. Nope. This blue line right there is exactly where the low point is. And notice how we broke through that key area and we ended up having a strong move back to the upside, right? So we got into these puts a little bit earlier, on Friday. We got in and out, made some good money. The whole chat banked. But now we're looking at taking some more plays this week. So what am I watching this week for PLTR? Let's get into the exact price target. So for PLTR, I'm going to actually be looking to go into my 1 hour time frame so I can show you. So on PLTR, I want to see us come back and I want to see if we can actually engulf this area right here exactly at 150. And I'm not going to jump the gun. I need someone to put this into the chat. Do not jump the gun. Someone please put that into the chat. Do not jump the gun. I want to see us retest this psychological area here at 150. And when that happens, I want to see if we're going to be creating a little bit of consolidation. So something like this, right? So this right here is called accumulation. If you don't know what accumulation is, hey, I'm about to put you on some free game. This is free game Sunday. We're gonna put you on some free game. So there's 3 different cycles of market structure, right? You have accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So accumulation is the choppy phase in the market that the market needs to do before it can make any move to the upside or downside. Manipulation is the reversal in price. So let's say if we're going up in price, it has to come down first. Or if we're going down in price, it has to go up first. And then we have distribution, right? So what I'm looking for specifically on PLTR, I want to see is drop to the downside. I want to see us accumulate here a tad bit. If we do, it'll be a strong sign. Because what we'll see after the accumulation, this is like I think this is too much free game, but it's all right. Some of y'all are not even gonna use this game. So that's why I feel comfortable giving y'all the free game, and people who are in the mentorship are gonna actually get to this money. So basically, I want to see us actually accumulate here first. If we do, I want to see us actually come back down and sweep these lows right here, PLTR, these lows. Preferably, I want to see us sweep this low right here If we come all the way down here, I'll be I'll be pretty surprised. I don't think we will. I want to see this low point right there. Then after that, I want to see us actually engulf back above this low point. Now, this engulfing point right here is, people who don't trade don't probably won't know what I'm talking about here, but this move right here is going to manipulate a lot of traders to basically get trapped on this downside shift right there on PLTR. And then I'm actually looking for a little bit of a short-term move to the upside here on PLTR. And I'm specifically looking us to get back into this previous channel up here. So if the channel was to continue up from here, I want to see PLTR basically make a movement and get back here. So this is about 165 price zone area is my target, but I will not be buying any PLTR shares, any PLTR calls until we, one, accumulate right here, two, we go ahead and actually sweep these lows right here to the downside, and then three, engulf back above this high point, so we're able to manipulate traders to the downside and then play the momentum to the upside. And I'm watching a few swing trades this week too in the chat, so you need to get in there. We're about to call some bangers this week. So I'll write it right here one more time, guys. PLTR. I'm looking for a sweep of lows at 150 to 145 plus bullish engulfing to targeting about 162 to 164.5, which is about up here, 164.5, right? So there's only one scenario on PLTR. There's no two scenarios. There's one scenario. I'm looking for this bearishing. I'm looking for the sweep. I'm looking for multi upside. How do I know? This is my 6th year of trading, and I've been studying this market, and I believe this is a stock that we've been hitting like the past 2-3 weeks, and it's just dropping money out the air. Like literally, guys, it's dropping money out the air. Like once you guys understand how the market only works, the market literally only works from liquidity being rated and imbalances being filled. Right? Someone in the chat, the Cruz family put liquidity trap. See, he knows. And God Queen says, so you would enter after the retest. Sorry, new to this. Yeah, so basically after the retest, I make an entry. All right. Now let's go into the next trade of the day. Oh my goodness, guys. We were back here at my good friend Tesla. Now, Tesla, sometimes she has her good days. Sometimes she has her bad days, right? I think about Tesla like a girlfriend, right? If you don't take Tesla out to the park, you don't take her out to a picnic, you don't buy her flowers, right? She gonna probably leave you, right? So I have not been trading much Tesla this week because I have not really been watching the stock as much this week, right? So if I don't watch Tesla, I don't trade it. That's my rule of thumb, right? Because they move a little crazy. However, this past week, guys, they ran up pretty crazily on Tesla. Like from this low point here at 330, they went from 330 up to about 350. And we've seen like a little bit of a rejection on Friday, right? Like just like a little bit of a rejection. My take on Tesla is I think that this stock might be trying to make a move to the upside, guys. Like personally, I'm gonna open up a blank chart so we can see like a little bit more cleaner. But on Tesla, I think this company might be trying to make a little bit of a run to the upside. So on the 4-hour chart, guys, look at this. We had a little bit of a, basically this right here is called a bullish pennant pattern, right? If you don't know what a bullish pennant pattern is, I'll show you right quick. Let me see a bullish pennant pattern. Bullish pennant pattern. All right, so this area is a bullish pennant pattern. Basically, we're creating a little bit of some higher lows right here, and we're also creating lower highs. That's an issue because typically in a focused market, you're creating lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. But if you're creating lower highs right here and higher lows, that's called a bullish pennant. All right. So on on Tesla, we're creating some lower highs right here. Let's mark it out. This here's my lower high. This here's a lower high. This is a lower high. Right here is a higher low. Right here's another higher low. Here's another higher low, right? So you're creating lower highs and higher lows until eventually you have a squeeze and a breakout above the structure right there, and now we officially created our first higher high here on Tesla. So exactly right here, that I'm gonna shade here in yellow, this right here is where my change of character came into play in the market right here. When that happened, Tesla basically has changed its structure from being, creating this little pennant pattern to now being a more verified upside setup. So that's why we had to move to the upside. And then we ended up having a little bit of a retest to this pennant point right there. We bounced again, and then now again on Tesla. If you're in the mentorship, you know exactly what this means here on my Fibonacci tool of retracement. But Tesla is bouncing significantly off my sell side liquidity, which this exactly is where buyers want to get into the market. Now, if you're in the mentorship, don't worry. I'm just going to break this down to you very, very simply and very, very calmly. Basically, this key area on my 4-hour time frame is a significant area in price, and it's called the sell side liquidity. And typically, we teach a strategy inside of the mentorship to be able to actually predict when stocks are going to bounce or retrace, depending on where they're bouncing from on the specific 4-hour time frame. And this golden area right here, I'm going to mark it for you. This golden area right here is called my sell side liquidity. Someone put that into the chat. This is called the sell side liquidity. All right. And we basically go ahead and teach everybody that, hey, at liquidity on the sell side. So in a bullish market, you buy from the sellers under the lows at the sell side liquidity. And in a bearish market, you sell to the buyers above the highs at the buy side liquidity. This is how the large market participants operate, and so should you, right? Basically, what it's saying is Tesla should have bounced from this area on Tuesday, and it did perfectly. And we had a strong move to the upside, right? Now, I ain't gonna lie, we did miss this move on Tesla this week, and sadly. There was just so many setups for the week that we missed this one right here. However, this week here on Tesla, I did see a high time frame gap right here on Tesla on my 4-hour FVG. And ideally, I want to see Tesla make a little bit of a retracement, personally, and back into this 4-hour fair value gap here on Tesla, and it aligns perfectly at the 340 psychological area on Tesla. So for me this week, I'm looking for a Tesla retest back to about 340. This is a very simple trade idea. It can make you a lot of money. Right here. Think about Tesla retest to 340. So Tesla bounce, watching for call bounce. And I just spelled that horribly wrong. But on this bounce, I'm basically going to be targeting on Tesla at this previous premium PD array, which is sitting right here on Tesla at about 359, which is near about 360. And essentially, why am I targeting this? This right here is called a bullish program. So Tesla has came here and basically took out these highs right here. Let me show you. So Tesla took out these highs right here already. You see that? So it took out a high point right there. It took out a high point right here. So basically, Tesla's looking to keep on taking out more and more future highs. All of these lower highs, as you see right here, are called my premium PD arrays. So I want to see basically Tesla attack this PD array right here at 360 and this area up here possibly at 375. But my main TP, guys, on Tesla is I want to see this thing drop first, and I want to see this attack 360 area. I want to see this to actually break through 360. So I'm going to be targeting 360 here on Tesla. And I'll tell you guys this is one of my best things of advice. And I'm gonna come back to this camera just for 1 second and tell you some game. So this month, guys, is gearing up to probably one like the most, like, I'll probably say, like, this is a really easy month to make a lot of money, right? But if you're wasting your buying power, you're wasting your capital on days that are redundant, days that are choppy, days that have no price action, you're not going to have money to put into the market when the market's flowing beautifully. So you need to understand when the market has accumulation, when it's chopping and you should not be trading, when there's manipulation, whenever you should be actually watching price action, and a distribution when it's time to put money into the market. So every single day, we basically live trade every single day inside of the mentorship, inside of the Discord. We share our screen. It's a voice chat. It's a very communicative space. It's a very supportive space because you want to help everybody basically master this game for yourself. And I'm gonna get into the next portion of this class. That hey, even though right now is bloody September, you got to be the person who looks past just that title. There's money to be made on the upside here too, but not for a long time. But when there's time to make money to the upside, there is going to be a lot of time. And there's going to be so much time that people are thinking that this move is going to happen all week. And then as soon as you feel like this move's happening all week, bam, the market just starts crashing ridiculously. So that's exactly why we can basically explain why. Look at this. Check me out, guys. And this is not even just theory. Look at how SPY literally ran up all week long. It literally ran up all week long. Like, people were like, yo, guys, we're literally heading into the best market of all time, right? Like, we literally headed up all week long, right? We've been literally bouncing all week. We've been going crazy all week, right? Strong move. Everything's looking clean, right? And then what happened next? Then Friday came to pass. Friday, everyone's thinking, oh, we're bullish. Everything's looking good, right? And look what happened here on Friday. And a blink of an eye, the market came all the way down, right? So the market takes the staircase up and then the elevator downstairs. So whenever you're taking these trades to the upside, you need to be spotting key areas of liquidity that you're actually targeting in the market. If you're not targeting areas of liquidity, you're purely gambling, because once a move like this happens, notice how this move is a straight candle to the downside, right? But to the upside is a slow trend, a slow grind to the upside. But then the move to the downside is a strong candle. Y'all need to be watching this market very closely and do not get trapped. Don't get caught on the wrong side. Because I hate to say this, guys, but a lot of traders believe that they can do this shit by themselves with no mentoring, no nothing. Hey, you can. It would just take you a lot of years. And it took me a couple years. It took me like a year and a half of losses, bloodshed. I lost I didn't want to tell you, I lost a lot of money before becoming profitable. And the things that made me lose the money, I'm now teaching on what to avoid. So whenever you're in the mentorship, you're basically you're not paying for the best strategy or whatever. You're paying to avoid losing money doing this by yourself. All right, and this is going to take us now into the next play. Let me check my note sheet. I just want to give you some motivation, guys. All right, we have IWM. This is the next play I watch for the week. Mr. IWM. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord. If y'all know me, you know me, I love me some IWM. Matter of fact, I believe we smacked IWM earlier this week. Let me actually check that right quick. I think I may have put it in the gains tab. Let me see. Let me double check right quick. Mr. IWM. What day was that? Was that on Thursday? I believe so. Oh yeah, we hit IWM for about $3,000 on Thursday. So y'all know me, I love this company a lot. All right, so let's kind of get into what we're looking at on IWM. So first of all, IWM is in a pretty similar situation right here. Let's go ahead and break it down step by step from A to Z. All right, so on IWM, we also are breaking above all-time highs. Well, we tried to. The highs are sitting back here in November. So basically, we had a strong run. We had a strong run to these highs here on IWM. But just now recently, on Friday actually, we came here and we actually broke through this high of the year on IWM. Now, that's a good thing and a bad thing, because now this is a significant area of liquidity that we just now knocked out here on IWM. Now, if you're a beginner, liquidity simply is an area. You know what? Let me show you something. All right. Liquidity basically is an area. It's an ease at which an asset can be bought or sold. So we're typically looking for liquidity beyond the highs or beyond the lows, as there are stop losses placed at these levels. So when you're looking at these levels, I want you to imagine that a lot of people have orders sitting right here, sitting right here, sitting right here, and sitting right here. So once the market makes a movement like this, for example, right, and it's taking out all these orders, basically a lot of people's stop losses and their orders were being placed and they're being opened up here in price. So that's why you're seeing a wick is being built, because the market went up in price and it opened up all these orders and it came all the way back down. So everybody that just got into the market right here is officially trapped above all this liquidity. Now, because IWM came in here and took out this high point, it's a little bit of a riskier setup for the week. And I want to show you guys what I'm looking at. And this is going to be probably one of the plays that I'll take a little bit of time to enter into. I won't just buy it off the rip. I'll probably take a little time this week just to see what's going on. So this right here is my 4-hour high here on IWM. All right, and then go into my 5-minute time frame right quick. All right, so here in my 5-minute on IWM, we did actually close above this key area, and then we ended up closing back below it, which is, is obviously strong area of liquidity. And I can't talk about the strategy, but that's pretty interesting. But here on IWM this week, I don't think that we're going to be holding up here, guys. My take is I think IWM up here, guys, is overbought. I think up here is a large area of manipulation. I think up here is not a good area to buy on IWM. Frankly, I think up here on IWM, this is a really foolish area to be buying. In fact, I will be selling this week up here on IWM if we can get it. But what I will be looking for on IWM specifically, on the diamond on the money, I want to see us close a 1-hour candlestick below this high right here at about 237.13. And at that point, I still won't buy the puts just yet. But after we close on IWM below right here, about 236, this is when I'm going to begin looking for a stronger move back to the downside. So if you don't see this just yet, I'll show you. But we basically have a 4-hour fair value gap right here on IWM. Now, I'm basically looking for this 4-hour fair value gap to actually get inversed. So if you don't know what that means, I want to see basically this 4-hour fair value gap fail this week. And I want to see us get and break below this key area. Why is that? We have a ton of liquidity sitting right here at these lows here on IWM that I want to be targeting this week. So ideally, guys, I'm looking for something very, very simple on IWM, but I'm looking for a bearish engulfing ideally below right here, 236.77. Y'all write that down for me in the chat. 236.77. I want to see IWM break below. I'm dropping gems today, y'all. IWM break below 236.77. Specifically, I want to see a 1-hour candle closure below area, targeting opposing FEG. The fair value gap basically is between 232.55 and this gap right here, guys, in the 4-hour. If you know about fair value gaps, basically, I want to really ideally is make it very simple. I want us to go ahead and target about 231.60. I believe if we hit this area right here, we can easily squeeze down to 230 and a little bit below, probably like 229 max. So I want to be targeting right here on IWM. I'm going to be targeting actually about 230 price level. So guys, on IWM, I mean, look, this is the thing, right? I can see this thing going to the upside first and then crashing. But ideally, I'm sorry, guys, this week we're taking IWM down to the downside. Like, what did that one song say? It goes down and it goes down in the DMs. It goes down in the DMs. Funny? Nah. I'm just playing. But no, in all seriousness, I study IWM, I study SPY, I study AMD, I study PLTR. This company, IWM, I feel like this is going to make a lot of people a lot of money. So this week, I want you to actually watch this stock, and I want you to watch what happens. And literally, like after you see it happen, what I just told you was going to happen, I want you to text me and be like, damn, Ryan, you was right. And hopefully you made some money off this class today. All right. And we were literally getting into so many stocks that I didn't even cover what's the news for the week. But this week, there's like no news happening on Monday. All right. No news here really on Tuesday. Wednesday, we do have PPI. So keep that on watch. Thursday is a big one. We have CPI on Thursday. So this is going to be a really significant day for news. And y'all laughing at me in the comments. Y'all funny. So this is what we have on Thursday for news. And then for Friday, we have like nothing really going on. So I say Thursday's the biggest news day. If you're looking for a massive day of volume, like probably guaranteed, it's going to be between Wednesday, the day before CPI, and the day of PPI. and Thursday the day of CPI. So this is going to be a really big day to really watch for. But just so nobody says, Ryan, your gatekeep, you didn't give us no plays. Look, I'm gonna write everything down right here. Let it write down. All right. So this is gonna be the first scenario. This is the first free game, and I'm gonna put this actually into my chat so people can actually watch this. All right. So this is gonna be my stocks watch list. Watch list this week. I'm gonna put everything right here. This is the stock watch list. This week, y'all should be writing this down, taking a screenshot or something. All right. So number one, you're looking for an AMD breaking this level right there, and targeting this key area right there. This is the first scenario. Scenario number two. Scenario number two is gonna be right here. I'm gonna take it right. Well, I'm gonna put it right here. So once y'all copy this same things I'm giving you right now, and then you apply it this week, and you're like, what? Like this dude is this light skinned dude talking about stocks was kind of right. Oh Lord, man, they go find out one day. All right, number two, we have IWM. This is what I'm targeting on IWM. I'm looking for. I'm sorry guys if y'all are IWM mega fans, but yeah, I'm looking at IWM to get cooked this week. And IWM is gonna be in the crock pot this week. We're gonna put some salt and pepper and some smack your mama on that one. All right, IWM, I'm targeting about 230 this week. This stock is going to crash, and I think it's gonna happen pretty crazy, right? AMD, IWM, and the last one was PLTR, right? I believe so, right? PLTR, right? Yeah, PLTR was a crazy setup. I feel like this one could be a strong setup to the upside. So this is gonna be a setup here for PLTR. And y'all should be writing this down, guys, because I don't know how many people are giving out in-depth game about trading and whatnot. I'm gonna be doing like a lot of swing trading this week too in my chat too. So if you want to tap into the mentorship, guys, the link is again is in the chat. So it should be pinned at the very top, or it's in the description. All right. So for PLTR, we're looking for a sweep of these lows, and we're looking for a bearish engulfing. If you missed the breakdown on PLTR, basically this company, guys, on the balance sheet. Matter of fact, let me just show y'all, right? Let me just show y'all. If you go here to finviz.com, you can see it's basically called finance visuals, right? This is the heat map for the week. Very bearish on Friday, right? They go to the very top right here, type in PLTR. You can see more information about the company and what things are actually looking like for this company. You can actually also see the news for the week and everything like that. But I don't want to bore y'all. I just want to get y'all in and out of this class. Basically, PLTR, we're looking for a sweep here of these lows. So y'all could actually play the early week move on PLTR to the downside. But ideally, I'm looking for a strong run to the upside, taking out all this liquidity, and there's a lot of money to be made. My PLTR. And that's like my last play for the week. IWM, you know, we're bearish in this company very much so. AMD, we have two different scenarios to watch for AMD. Either getting a move to the downside immediately or strong moves to the upside to about 160 and a move overall to the downside. So that right there, guys, is can we put this back? I said my go ahead, my top plays for the week, guys. This is my time. It's been a fantastic week here in the stock chat, guys. We've been literally crushing it. I'm up right now about 11 grand for the week. So I would say it's been a pretty crazy week, I would say, so far. So, you know, I'm just really grateful to even have this platform, because it's like, it's one thing to mentor, but it's like another thing to see people's, like, you know, success come to life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've literally seen some of my students go from being unprofitable to being profitable, or people go from beginners to making their first few $1,000s in the market every single day. And honestly, man, it's like a breath of fresh air, because my community, it's not all just about trading. You know, we're big about mindset development. We're big on going to the gym, getting into your Bible, getting into your word, you know, everything like that. So I want to challenge you guys this month right now for September. If you have one thing to do this month, I want you to get more organized. We've just now got into the fourth quarter of the year. This is the last quarter of the year. This is the time for you to make this year literally count, because you said this year would be your year. And if it has not been your year just yet, hey, you have a whole quarter to lock in right now. This is literally, you're so early. Don't think you're too late. You usually have all quarter long to lock in on whatever you want to do in this life. go do it. It's starting up a business. Is it getting on social media? Is it getting into the trading markets? Is it applying yourself somewhere? Is it getting like a new job or cutting off that toxic ex? Whatever it is, get organized this month right now. Lock it in and be ready to still see all your blessings come into fruition if you're putting in the work and you're actually writing things down every single day, man. So without further ado, guys, I'll be seeing you on this week here for live trading. Again, guys, we're gonna be live trading literally starting tomorrow morning at 8:30. So if you're in the mentorship, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning. You have a blessed day, guys. God bless, and we'll see you on the inside. And very, very last thing. Very, very last thing. Yeah, we have one more last thing to say. I know I said last thing 3 times, but let me share something, right? If y'all want to kind of see what we do, in our chat and YouTube, go ahead and after this class, go ahead and look here at our YouTube. I have posted my day in the life in Barbados. Made about 10,000 in Barbados. I did some interviews with some of my students who made 14K in 2 months. I have interviews with students that made 20K a month after quitting his job. I have free game everywhere, so feel free to watch the channel for the free game. But once you're ready to tap in and take things serious, the links, you already know where all the links are, and you can get a part of this program, man. So hey, you have a blessed day. I'll see you tomorrow morning.